This is the toilet that finally made me stop thinking about toilets. It clears everything on the first flush and uses less water without me having to babysit the handle or run a second cycle. The Swiss Madison St. Tropez is a one-piece, dual flush toilet aimed at people who want a clean, modern look and dependable performance. If you are redoing a bathroom, or your old tank and bowl setup is clunky and hard to clean, this is for you. I bought it as a long-term upgrade for a primary bathroom, and over 3.5 years of daily use, it has been the most reliable unit in my home. Design is a big part of why I went with it. The bowl is fully skirted, which means the sides are smooth from the rim to the floor. There is no exposed trap shape collecting dust or giving you places for grime to stick. Wiping the exterior takes seconds because the cloth just glides. The tank is surprisingly slim, about 5 inches thick at the back, so the toilet does not crowd the room. In a small bathroom, that extra visual space matters. The seat is soft closing, so there is no slam at night and no surprise bounce. The seat height is what they call comfort height, which feels like a normal chair. If you have knees that complain or you simply like an easier stand-up, this helps. On the top you get 2 buttons, a smaller one for liquids and a larger one for solids. They sit flush with the lid and do not collect dust like lever gaps sometimes do. Setting it up was straightforward for me because I hired a plumber. I have installed a few toilets myself, and I will say the skirted design adds a little complexity if you are doing it solo. You are not reaching straight down to exposed bolts like on older bowls. You align a mounting bracket and then slide the toilet over it. It is not hard, it just takes patience. It took my plumber a little under an hour from unboxing to first flush. The included hardware was fine. I used my own braided water supply line because I prefer a fresh line with every install. If you have a shutoff valve very close to the center line, check your clearance because the slim tank means you might have less room for your fingers to turn the valve once everything is in place. Once installed, there was no wobble. The base sat flat and a couple of discreet shims at the back locked it in. Day-to-day use is where it shines. The half flush for liquids is surprisingly strong. Tap the small button and you get a quick swirl that clears the bowl and refills fast. The full flush for solids has a longer, more forceful vortex. It is not noisy, it is more of a clean whoosh than a roar, and it is over in a moment. I have never had to hold the button down or hit it twice. Over more than 3 years, I have not had a clog, not once. I have used old plungers more on slow kitchen sinks than on this toilet. That kind of reliability changes your morning routine because it removes a worry you do not want to think about. Water use feels efficient without feeling stingy. On the half flush, the tank barely drops, which means the refill is quick and the sound fades fast. On the full flush, the flush path is strong and the bowl wash is thorough. The swirling action rinses the sides better than straight drop systems. I do want to mention the water spot in the bowl. It is a little smaller than what you might see on older American-style toilets. On a normal day that does not matter, but once in a while I will see a light streak that needs a quick brush. It is not frequent and the glaze on the porcelain is slick, so it takes one swipe. I keep a brush nearby like any bathroom should and it is no big deal. I tested it the way a family would. Morning rush with back-to-back-to-back flushes. It kept up without complaint. No float sticking, no phantom running, no need to jiggle a lever. I paid attention to noise at night and it passed the sleeping baby test. The soft closing lid takes the slap out of the equation. The fill valve is a mellow hum and stops quickly. After a long weekend with guests, the bowl still looked clean, and the exterior wipes down with a damp cloth in under a minute. The smooth skirted sides really do make the weekly clean faster. No dust ridge, no mineral crust around bolt caps, no weird crevice behind the leg of the trap. One specific use case that surprised me is how comfortable it is for longer sits, like when you are reading or scrolling. The elongated bowl shape gives better support, and the seat distributes weight without hot spots. The comfort height makes it easier for taller folks and feels more natural for me. If you prefer a lower seat because of very small children, you might want a step stool nearby. For adults, the chair height is great. There are a few small things to know. The soft closing seat is light. It is stable, but if you are used to a heavy wood seat, this will feel different. The hinge screws need a snug tighten every few months to keep the seat perfectly aligned. It is a 90-second job with a screwdriver, and the quick release tabs make it easy to pop the seat off for a deep clean. The flush buttons require a deliberate press, not forceful, just a proper click. I prefer that to a squishy feel, but it is worth noting if you have very young kids. Also, if your bathroom is very humid, a slim tank can collect a little condensation on very hot days. I saw this during a summer shower with no fan on. Running the fan or cracking a window solved it. What I appreciate the most, beyond the reliable flush, is the way it elevates the bathroom without calling attention to itself. The thin tank line, the seamless sides, and the gentle seat action make the room feel calm. I do not have to fish around hardware to dust. I do not hear a lid slap. I do not worry about a clog in the middle of a busy morning. This is the kind of product that earns trust over hundreds of small interactions. There are a couple of thoughtful touches that show up over time. The rubber bumpers under the seat keep it from scuffing the bowl and keep things quiet if you lower it by hand. The glazed trap pathway seems to help with waste moving through cleanly. The top mount buttons stay clean because there is no side lever where hands brush past. And that super slim tank gives you a little more room for your back or a trash bin, especially in tight spaces. To wrap it up, I recommend the Swiss Madison St. Tropez to anyone who wants a modern-looking, easy-to-clean, comfort-height toilet that just works. If you are upgrading a primary bathroom or a guest bathroom and you care about a strong, consistent flush with sensible water use, this is a great pick. If you plan to install it yourself, be ready for a little extra patience with the hidden mounting system and check your shutoff clearance. If you want a heavier seat feel, you can always swap the seat later, but the included soft closing seat has been fine for me. After more than 3.5 years of steady use, I trust it, and that is the highest compliment I can give a product I use every single day. You can find detailed information about the Swiss Madison SM-1T254 St. Tropez one-piece toilet in the comments section. See you in the next video.